not to waste your time. The thing mentioned in the title of the video, the thing that drains almost half of the energy of your body, is digesting food. Well, it somehow makes sense, because it's literally what creates more energy. But this has to happen. Why is it important? Why is this video even existing? I want to ask you a question. When you are about to work on something important on your business, to study for some important exam, do you eat before it? Do you even care to think whether or not you should eat before doing such an important stuff? What if I tell you that when you digest food, that thing that your half of the energy is taken into digesting, your focus is half worse. Well, approximately, of course, but you're not able to focus that hard on a task, to put that much attention into it, because your brain doesn't have the power needed for that, because it went to digesting that donut you've eaten. I hope you didn't. But here is where it gets tricky, because as you probably can think of, I want you not to eat before doing some important brain stuff. But we are like in front of two paths as men. You put your focus on your work, your brain work, your studies, or on your physique, your strength, the gym. And if you are that one that wants to rise his lifts, to make his form better and better, to look good, to put on a good amount of muscle, you have to eat. So, you probably think why. What am I supposed to do? One side of the YouTube is telling me to eat much because I want to put on muscle, and now here come I telling to you that you shouldn't eat for I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours before doing some brain work. Well, of course, it is a choice you have to do, but even if you are that one who wants to focus on his physique more, there is still a good side for you, because there is one period of time that we all can use while not eating for the last 7-8 hours at least. Do you know what time I'm talking about? I'm talking about mornings. After you wake up, you haven't eaten yet. So use that time. Most of people would eat breakfast. And there is this agenda that you've definitely heard about, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, there is actually some real scientific data behind that. It brings that important aspects of life, that it is the most important meal of the day, while it takes away your ability to focus in the morning. Use that mornings. Put that breakfast later on, and before that, before you eat, after you wake up, put at least an hour of work, or an hour of studying, or an hour of learning an important skill in this gap. And do it for a week, and come back here and write a comment of your results. Have you noticed any change? Because I could say that you will notice a change. You will be able to focus more, to work for longer, to get less distracted. And that's what we want, yes? That's how we get successful in business. That's how we study in the efficient way. You get me on that, right? The tactic I've mentioned now is called intermittent fasting. So where you don't eat for a period of time, and work. And only after you work, after the job is done, in a good, efficient way, you eat. And then you eat much, of course. There are two paths, as I've said, but they are close to themselves. When you want to build muscle, you also focus at least a bit on your business. When you are focusing on studying or creating a valuable business, you also take care of your physique. You also go to the gym. You also try to eat as much protein as you can. But you have to balance it out for your own desire, for your own purpose. If right now your purpose is to build muscle, then you have to sacrifice a little bit of that focus, that ability to do your deep, meaningful work. And the other side, if you want to put your focus on working on a business, for example, you will have to sacrifice a bit of the results you could have gotten if you have eaten more, went to the gym more, tried harder, because doing both won't give you that much of a result if going for one, not fully, but more and more, and after seeing some success coming back. You can also do intermittent fasting, not only in the morning, of course. It also depends on what time your work is the best. Do you know what time of the day your work is the best? What time of the day you are the most focused? And your ability to create valuable stuff, to focus, put your attention on something without it drifting away is the best. Have you even checked that? Sorry, I'm a bit ill, but don't talk about it. Well, mine is morning. When I record it, it's 9 a.m. I haven't eaten my breakfast yet. I've learned a bit of stuff that I needed to do for university. Now I'm recording this video, still haven't eaten. Using the power of intermittent fasting. It's the easiest gap you can put in your life of this intermittent fasting tactic. Because you haven't already eaten for the time you were sleeping. So it's, I hope not like 5 hours, 6 hours, at least 7, but 8, 9, maybe even 10 hours of not eating. After you lengthen this about for another hour or two of working, man, your body is a very complicated thing. So when you can, there are many things you can take out of it to make your work better. This is one of them. Also, I want you to take into consideration that there are different foods digest in different time. And what do you think is the stuff that is digested the longest? It takes the most of energy. After eating what, you feel like clumpy and lazy and tired and only want to sleep. It's carbs. Out of 3 main macronutrients, so protein, fat and carbohydrates, the third one are those that drain your power the most. So if you can't deal with putting a gap of no eating before studying, at least make sure that you don't eat carbs before if you can. Go for something with high protein, go for some fat, and as less carbs as you can, and you won't be that bad, trust me. Of course, if you cannot eat before your job, that's what I've been talking about for the last couple of minutes, but if you are forced to eat somehow, I don't know, I'm not into your life. If you are forced to somehow eat before working, just make sure that it has less carbs than you would usually put. And also avoid such shallow stuff as sugar and junk food, but it's not something that I've invented America right now. you know that. It's for your health, it's for your all of your benefits, it's for your testosterone, and it also is for your focus. So make sure not to mess this part up. Now go make your way to better future.